Hey guys, how's it going? Kyle here, and doing yet another follow-up for today. Yesterday we did all of the adding the chamber, having the overflow come down here, and everything. I realized I had it last night as I was trying to go to bed. I had the UV tube, the return from the UV, was going into that hole as well, and I realized, why on earth is that going there? That's 200 plus gallons per hour. That doesn't need to be in that. So I pulled that out, and now most of the water, I didn't change the flow or anything, but most of the water, there's no dribbling over the edge here anymore, really. So that 200 gallons an hour afforded me back, I just, because it doesn't, that water has already been through all this immediately. Like, there's no reason to put it back through the filter socks. There's no real point. As a matter of fact, I almost don't want to. I want the drain water only to be in the filter socks. So I eject it right here, actually coming out the side and towards the back, because this is where the water is ejected out of the skimmer, because I don't necessarily want that water to be going into the skimmer again either. So I realized that's a smart thing I can do to help my flow out. So today we're going to go ahead and get our Carbon and GFO in. Now these are the VRS. They said, if I remember correctly, it was about 2.5 cups. I went with about a cup and a half towards a cup and 3/4 or so. Just to start off, I don't want to do a massive change. The carbon, I did about 2 cups as well. And and again, they want you to pack the carbon in close to the top because it's an upflow anyways. And then the GFO, we're going to lightly tumble down there. So that's the idea. I think what I'm going to have to do, I think I'm going to have to end up moving my skimmer controller either completely out from underneath of here or all the way over there underneath of the high door, which the high door doesn't even have to live under here. Really, both of those pieces could go away from underneath here, and I could put both the GFO and the carbon reactor right here. The one thing I realized I definitely did not want to do, though, is I did not want to put them, there's my reactor, like this per se. Like, oh hey, it fits right there perfectly. Yeah, but then it's directly on top of the filter socks that I just fought so hard to make easier to get out. So it needs to be significantly higher up. Like, I almost want them like up here, which is why I feel like I might need to move that. So if I put it like up here, or even if I went like that out on the this guy, little jut out there, I can almost guarantee that I'm not having drippage. So I think I could get both of them on there. Yeah, I definitely could. The one in the back would be a bit more of a pain in the butt. So maybe just underneath of them, underneath of that. Yeah, we'll have to play with it a little bit. I think I could get both of them right there and be just fine. I think that's what I want to do. So, anyways, yeah, everything else is good under here. I'm not going to put it there because I definitely want to reserve that space for the other UV when the time comes. So I kind of have to put it over here, which is fine. I am really okay with that. So, all right. Well, I am going to start with unmounting this stuff, I think, and just getting all this into place. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So one thing about these things I forgot to mention is that if you are planning on using, say, just your standard drywall screws, as that's what I was thinking about using. Let me show you real fast here. The standard drywall screw, focus, alright, is not going to work very well for this. The head, and of course everything here is black, which is not ideal. Oh. Okay, so the head here is, good gosh, shadows, shadows, shadows. It is way too small. That's the point. If I put it here, and the screw can literally go through the thin part here of the little wedge up. See what I mean right there. So I can put the screw in and out. That's not ideal. So these are not good screws to get to use. So I luckily had 4 of these, and they're identical. And they are actually quite literally the perfect size for this. It goes up and they hold, I can hold the whole thing up with this. So, and they're pretty short as well. So, I would try to find a screw, something like this, to utilize mounting these things. Alright, so I actually ended up not having to change anything, to move anything, which really, really makes me happy. So I went ahead and, mounted this guy first, just as close to the skimmer controller as I possibly could. And then I realized, hey, I could actually, it's going to get loud here just a second, I'm going to put the phone inside. Basically, I realized I could put just a really short piece of plumbing right, pipe hose right there, that connects the two together. So here's a look at that. And then now there's enough clearance here that I can easily pull this out. I can grab this and pull it out. That's no big deal. I've got plenty of space there. And so now the other thing is that the input hose over here is just right in the reach of where I need it to be. And I think I'm going to put a little one of the little Murloc ball valves right here for fine-tuning the flow. I know I have the gate valve. I'd rather the gate valve be even a little bit more open and probably even just adjust between the two of them. I think that's kind of how I will go about doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the last bit of plumbing in, and then I'll open it up. Here's the other side of this, which I might cut this. Nah, you know what? No, I'm probably going to go ahead and do something like this just because maybe. I don't know. I might buy a little. This is a 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch. Not 1/4 inch. No, 3/8 inch, because this is 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch to 3/8, and then quarters like RODI. So they don't have any 1/4 inch, other 1/4 inch stuff here. I only have 3/8. So, and I'm showing you the back of my hand, which is beautiful. So, anyways, the skimmer's going, and it looks good. It's foaming up really well. I'm getting I want to do a nice dry skim now. Obviously, tuning it in, I didn't dry skim much at all, but that's okay. So, yeah, we'll get it going good. So I'm gonna go ahead and plumb this in. All right. So, key thing to remember: I got everything hooked in. I went ahead and put my Murloc ball valve up there, which is turned off at the moment because this is turned off. I have to tell you, even just taking this off with it full has been incredible already. Super, super easy, super simple. One point to note, and I even put a ball valve here. There's no real reason, I just did it. Thing to note, very important. I started leaking here. I could see it going up the threads and start to pour over, so I stopped it immediately. And again, I mean, even though I poured over, it went straight down into the sump, so no harm, no foul, no big deal. But I went and looked and felt in here, and there is no O-ring right here. I was like, oh my gosh, where is it? So sure enough, the O-ring had fallen out whenever I was playing with it. So I'll put it right back in here. But that's a really good point to make sure of, is make sure that you check before you, especially if you're in a situation where yours might be on your carpet or something like that. That's a very important piece, that O-ring, so make sure that you have that in place. Check it before you actually turn it on, because I didn't even think about it, and again, it wasn't like gushing or anything, but it was just I could watch it go up, crawl up the threads. It's like, I know that's not right, the other one's not doing it. So Anyways, we should be fixed. I'm going to put it back on. Alrighty, we have liftoff. Everything is working. There are no leaks. Got a solid flow. This is just the water coming out. I'm using my little notch out here to my advantage. I'll probably just get a longer piece of this. I mean, I have tons of it, but for right now, that's fine. And so basically, I'm just doing it to where the it's kind of hard to see, but where the GFO is tumbling, hopefully it's not too much, and I'll probably slow it down just a skosh to where the GFO is not completely rocking and rolling. But now the next phase is to watch and wait with angst and anxiety and see if we get a clearer and less algified tank. Would be my hope and my goal. So we'll see. Tomorrow my buddy is going to bring by these pieces, and we're going to build that up higher to where I can turn the pump on more so and let the water level in this area here rise up a little bit, especially in the back. The back is going to be where the water level rises the most, but I think that's okay. So we'll let it be, but for right now, I mean, this is it. It's in working shape. Everything's good. I ended up just using that straight, you know, and the thing is, this can be just a quick turn off and turn off. I can just do that. Depress both of the buttons up top, and yeah, these things are solid. I would highly recommend them. So I'll definitely link these in my description below, because they are totally worth the dough as far as construction build is concerned. But I am hoping that they will even more so prove to rid me of my hair algae issue. So there is Bandit and Ziggy and Dooley, and they are looking great. The colors are awesome. So I'm really happy with still everything. There's a lot of stuff floating around, I think, just from changing flow and all that kind of stuff, because I've been doing that. But now I need to top off, because I will say one thing you're supposed to do, and I didn't mention it. You definitely want to rinse the fines out. So I just had this bucket here and put that output into the bucket, and so, and it really, I mean, that's how much it came, and then it was running clear. So I'm just gonna dump that out and then go outside the garage and grab the hose and bring it inside and fill up the difference real fast. And I might even not have to bring it inside. I might just use one of these 2.5 gallon buckets. So anywho, all right. Hope you had at least a little bit of fun, informational, you know, video. If you'd like questions, you have questions, or you want to ask me about anything, or whatever. I'd love interaction. Feel free to shoot me a message, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Hello and good morning. So I just wanted to check back in. This is the morning after we have installed both of the reactors. I just wanted to say that the clarity is incredibly noticeable. I mean, it almost looks like there's, I mean, just not water in here compared to how it's looked in the past. It is actually really astonishing. So I'm already very pleased with the way it turned out. Now, if we could just get rid of this nastiness, which like I said, I should have done the GFO a long time ago. So now what we're going to do is turn the lights out for the next couple of days. I'm going to feed them because I haven't fed them in a couple of days. So I'm gonna feed them, and then the lights will go away. But I mean, their colors, everything about them looks spectacular. The coral looks good. The only thing right now that I wish is that we had a little bit more water movement. The power head's off at the moment, but I'm just talking about constant water movement from the power heads like we had before, but that will have to happen once the little water dam gets built up a little bit higher. I'll be able to turn that up a little bit. So I'm super happy with the way it's turned out so far. It looks very, very clear, very clear. So that could be a mixture of the carbon and the UV, or both, or all of one and not the other. But man, yeah, it looks great. So, all right. I just wanted to show you what I saw this morning and just how clear it is. So, thanks again. Sorry the last two have been so long, but I definitely wanted to just share with you the way this looked.